A low rumble of the terminal's ventilation system filled the early morning air as Agent Morales stepped through the automatic doors, his eyes scanning the bustle of passengers moving between gates. The scent of fresh coffee drifted from a nearby kiosk, mingling with the faint odor of jet fuel carried in on the heels of arriving flights. It was just past dawn, and the airport was humming with the quiet urgency of people trying to make connections or rush to welcoming parties. Morales adjusted the strap of his service weapon holster and glanced down at Kiko, his Belgian Malinois partner, who sat alertly at his side, ears pricked and tail still. The pair had been tracking potential narcotics smugglers all week, following a hot lead that hinted at a new smuggling route through a major hub. Intelligence had been scant, but one name kept cropping up: a passenger scheduled to arrive on a red-eye flight from South America, traveling under a false identity with an infant in tow. The report was unsettling. The suspect, known to go by the alias Marco Silva, was rumored to be transporting a large quantity of pure cocaine hidden within the lining of the infant's stroller, or possibly sewn into the baby's clothing. If true, it would be one of the boldest and most despicable smuggling operations in recent memory. Interdiction efforts were hampered by the fact that infants could not be subjected to invasive scanning or pat-downs, and customs agents were wary of risking harm to a child. Morales and Kiko were deployed with a plan: observe, intervene if necessary, and rely on Kiko's unerring sense of smell to detect narcotics without compromising the child's safety. They positioned themselves near the arrivals gate, nestled behind a row of seats facing the disembarkation ramp. Passengers emerged in small clusters, some carrying oversized backpacks or rolling luggage, others clutching travel pillows. Each face flitted through Morales' mind as a potential suspect, until Kiko's nose twitched. The dog's gaze locked on a woman who emerged pushing a stroller shrouded in a lightweight blanket. The child's small hands curled around the bars of the stroller, and the woman's eyes, rimmed with fatigue, darted nervously from side to side. Morales' breath caught. Kiko had honed in. As the woman crossed into the main hall, Kiko lifted. His head let out a single low whine, and then sat, tail thumping the floor. Morales stiffened and signaled to Agent Patel on his radio feed to keep backup agents at ready but out of sight. The woman paused, glanced over her shoulder, and the baby in the stroller stirred, cooing softly. Unconcerned travelers parted around her, assuming a tired mother simply making her way through the crowd. But Kiko sat motionless, eyes unwavering. Morales eased forward. "Ma'am," he said gently, stepping into her path. The woman's eyes widened, and she clutched the blanket tighter around the stroller. "I'm Special Agent Morales, Transportation Security Administration. We need to ask you a few questions about your luggage." She swallowed hard. I haven't done anything wrong," she stammered, voice wavering. Her accent was melodious, something like Portuguese tinged with a regional dialect. Morales noted it mentally. "I understand," he replied smoothly. "I just need to confirm a few items. May I see what's in your bag?" She hesitated, then flicked a glance at the stroller as though seeking guidance from the infant. Morales' pulse quickened. Kiko remained seated, nostrils flaring. It was clear the dog smelled something amiss, something hidden that belonged neither to the mother nor her child. Patel and two uniformed officers emerged from around a corner, forming a semicircle behind Morales. "Ma'am," Patel said, voice firm but calm. "This won't take long. Please step over here, away from the crowd." The woman shook her head. "Please, no. My baby." Morales produced his badge gently. "Your baby's safety is our priority. We need to do this in a controlled area." He glanced down at Kiko, who let out a soft bark. The woman's blood drained from her face. She set the blanket aside with trembling hands and unclasped the stroller's straps. Morales knelt to inspect the liner, noticing a faint bulge at the base. With measured movements, he lifted the lining. Hidden within was a small, waterproof pouch secured by Velcro. He extracted it slowly. The moment his gloved fingers touched the pouch, Kiko barked sharply and lunged forward, snapping at the air. Morales opened the pouch with a flick of a zipper. Inside were neatly wrapped pellets of off-white powder. His heart thudded in his chest. Over 6 kilograms of high purity. Cocaine. The woman screamed, the baby wailed, and the agents moved in. "Step away," Morales ordered. Patel gently reached for the child, soothing her with a calm voice as Morales cuffed the woman. Crowd members backed away in shock, faces pale. Security swept in to cordon off the area. The baby, secured in Patel's arms, whimpered but seemed unharmed. Morales glanced at the agents counting the pouches and felt satisfaction in a job well done, but anger flickered at the mother's betrayal of innocence. As the suspect was led away, reporters converged, cameras flashing. Morales raised a hand to hold them back. "No photos of the child," he said firmly. "Release only standard operational images of the suspect. No faces of uninvolved minors." The reporters murmured compliance. Inside the secured holding room, the woman sat on a bench, her wrists stinging from the handcuffs. She stared at the tiled floor, tears streaming down her cheeks. Morales stepped in. "You're going to be processed for human endangerment, drug trafficking, and multiple federal charges." She looked up, eyes red. Her voice broke. "I had no choice." He didn't reply. There was no excuse that would justify sacrificing a child to ferry drugs. Outside, Kiko received a bone-shaped reward and a pat on the head. Morales knelt beside him. "Good boy, Kiko." The dog wagged his tail, eyes bright. Over the following weeks, court documents revealed the woman's story. A coerced courier trapped in a smuggling ring that threatened her family back home. Yet the plea of duress held no sympathy when measured against the endangered infant. Her sentencing would be severe, a deterrent to those who might exploit the most vulnerable among us. In the aftermath, Morales and Kiko continued their patrols, chasing new leads. The bust made national headlines, leading to scrutiny of airport screening procedures and a tightening of protocols around traveling minors. Kiko's refusal to let the passenger leave the terminal became the stuff of legend within TSA circles, a testament to the bond between handler and dog and to the power of canine detection. Every time Morales walked into the arrivals hall, he felt a trace of that morning's tension. The memory reminded him why he did the job: to protect innocence, to stand guard at the thresholds where danger could slip through. And as Kiko bounded at his side, nose twitching for the next clue, he knew they were ready for whatever came next. The story of the drug-filled baby stroller spread beyond airport security bulletins. Community groups praised the swift action. Airlines reviewed their passenger service practices. And young children everywhere, oblivious to the dark undercurrents swirling around them, continued to toddle through terminals, laughter ringing like bird calls. All because a police dog refused to let a passenger leave, and because of what they found beneath an infant's blanket, those agents and their canine partner ran not from danger, but toward it, saving a life and upholding the law in one fateful moment.